What is up, winning team? Hi guys. I've decided I'm going to make a video because about an update on the theatre show. I hope I mentioned that I was going, because I like to keep you guys up to date in real time, right? Because as suspected, it is going to turn the directions of some of the videos that I'm going to be making. And so I thought I would just give you guys a heads up. I thought I'd give myself the rest of this weekend just to process it all through. But I'll tell you what it was about, and I'll tell you where it's getting us headed. So the play was essentially, it was a sexual health clinic, right? And the main characters was one nurse, all these different people who were coming in with different complications. One woman came in, she was pregnant. Another girl, I don't know, they all came in for different reasons, right? And some people are getting tested, just this. And first thing I want to say, because this is where a lot of my thoughts are already headed. Oh, it's cold again. Praise Jesus. Oh, freeze me. So freeze me. Okay, I look like a crazy woman trying to freeze me, walking up the road. Anyway, guys, I honestly, genuinely, something's not okay. Kidding. It's something on my face. Having something on my nose after the way I just behaved doesn't look great, does it? Anyway, you guys know there's always stuff on my face. There's still stuff on my face! Anyway, so my nose is actually peeling. In fact, I'm peeling everywhere at the moment. And I'm like, is this a pre-birthday shed? I don't know. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, I'll have to exfoliate and whatnot when I get back. What was I saying? Yeah, so it was all done in a sexual health clinic, right? And we're just watching things go as they go. And then at the end, this girl, and I did start crying. At the end, this girl, this is why I love that I'm impulsive, by the way, you guys, because I was literally asked to be there. I had to be there for 8 o'clock, and I was asked if I wanted to go at 5:30. So, I love every time I make certain impulsive decisions, it just works itself out. This is why I believe that it's not a negative thing about me. I impulsively called this channel The Winning Team. Here we are. Anyway, at the very end, there's a girl who comes in, and she is talking about how she is a victim of female genital mutilation, right? FGM, which happens to be something I know quite a lot about because I watched a documentary once when I was a kid, and it really moved me as they talked about it. And I even got 100 people to sign the petition, which I don't know how I pulled that off as a kid. But anyway, and it's one of those things. It was the way she was telling the story, and how she was like, my dad and my uncles, they all grabbed me and they took me to this place, and I was being held down, and I was just like, you guys already know that I'm up to here with the treatment of children as a whole. And the thing is, the girl who it is, I know her. She's one of those kids that I grew up around. So when we realized it was her, she pulled off the acting very well. Her dad very much is not like that. He was actually in the audience, and he's actually a sweet man for much as I know. So she pulled it off really well. And it just made me think, this whole scenario, about how good I feel like it is to have these places like sexual health clinics. I was thinking the sexual health clinic is doing more than the body of Christ, right? Because in church, sex is a topic I've been avoiding like everything, because I don't know, I feel like as a woman, if ever you talk about sex, just if you're confident, if whatever, people assume you're just a whore, right? That's how it goes. Anyway, so I'm like, God, do I really want to put myself out for more of the slaughter? Anyway. But anywho, the fact that you have those places that because I first came to know about them in this country, there's a service, a free sexual health service from anybody between 13 to 25, I think it is. I don't know when the age ends, but you can go there. You don't have to get permission. They give you free whatever you need, whether it's you're worried you're pregnant, whether it's you want to get tested, or why I used to go is because obviously I'd been put on birth control at 16 because of my period pains. And this is what I'm saying, it's all so well and good because I'm hoping my period's about to start because I don't want to feel my period on stage. I want to be able to feel comfortable. There's already enough to be scared about. I don't need my womb being 3-4 times bigger than normal, my whole body bloating. So anyway, I negotiated that with the Lord. I was like, God, if we must negotiate, I want it to be, if I have to choose between my birthday and the performance, I choose my birthday. So yeah, anyway. So I used to go there to get my refills because it was a lot simpler than go to the GP. I went to the GP, call them, they don't have time, they're this. Go in there, sign a freaking, what do you call it? Clipboard, hand it in, bring you in. They always finish with, do you need any free condoms? They gave out free condoms as well in the show to the audience. So, you know, I really respect this service because I was remembering like the questioning of what you get asked like when you go in. It's honestly the safest space to open up if you are going through something like some kind of sexually related or even domestic violence or sexual violence. It actually is the best place because those people there are the most unjudgmental, right? They're the most unjudgmental and like genuinely unjudgmental because I remember when I was at the GP, one of the times I came to get my refill, there was this African nurse kind of looking at me with, you know, the look that all the African aunties give me, the not nice ones, of like, I wonder why you're here to collect this. And I remember thinking to myself, are you not supposed to not judge as a healthcare professional? So again, this is why I do think this service is fantastic. And also, you guys know how I feel. Everybody's just having kids left, right. I'm glad that this place exists. I'm glad that people, especially young people, can, rather than, and this is again where I'm going to have to start saying even more controversial things about the body of Christ, but like how we all know that people are going to have sex anyway. So what are we doing? What help is it to just, and it's just the church's obsession with sexual sins above all others as well. But we're going to talk about a lot of this stuff. I'm gearing myself up. That's why I'm out now, to buy myself some junk food, right? Because I'm going to rest this coming week. I have a lot to get done in my last week of my 27th year. I want to start strong. So tomorrow I'm going to film some videos, you guys, about this stuff because, yeah, we need to talk about this. It's all, can you see how these things all connect? That's something I love, how my impulsive decisions, they just work out, a lot of them. Sometimes they don't. And that's why I think God is funny. Because it's like, so you really couldn't just make this a perfect skill. Anyway. But the good thing with God is, if even when you make the wrong choice, there's always a purpose in it. You know what I mean? Like even as we're saying now, the wrong choice, I believe, was to put me on birth control ever. And I kind of feel like how people feel about like if you go on steroids and you come off of them. I'll never have my blood will never be pure of whatever was in there. You know what I mean? And for that, I feel already like I've let my children down. But anyway, yeah, it's all connected. Can you see? Like this month, Diddy is going to court. Now, am I looking forward to this because I think there's going to be a slice of justice happening? No. Am I looking forward to this because I feel like I'm hoping this is going to be I'm hoping God's going for his big one. Because the only way I see any justice happening is if God intervenes. I'm hoping God's going to do his big one, like the 12 plagues. You know how Pharaoh kept thinking he was going to get away with stuff. And then God was like, warning, which is, I feel like the years we've just had. I feel like we've had years and years of warnings for the upcoming season. This is why I do truly believe this is our winning season, guys. Because like it's how they're losing season, right? So yeah, I'm praying God's going to do his big one. Like when he took out all the firstborn sons in Egypt. Oh, I can't wait. Anyway, I'm really hoping, I'm looking to see God remind everybody that he is the Most High. Okay. So there's going to be that happening. We had Bishop T.D. Jakes steps down. I'm like, oh, that's interesting, isn't it? That's interesting. isn't it? So all these things coming up, all these exposés of sexual sins, you know what I mean? Whilst my generation being openly talking about this stuff, this is what I'm saying. Like, because I went with an older couple that I know, they're the ones who invited me, because they're like, you'll love this is your type of thing. You'll love this, you'll love this. So they were surprised. I was explaining a lot of this stuff to them that they didn't even know existed, and that we had all these things. And it was just, these are the moments I love, these are the moments I love. But yeah, so it's that, the conversations are coming up. We're talking about the sexual health clinic and what you could get in there. Over here on the winning team, we're talking deliverance, because you guys know that's where we're headed. I just have to convince you guys enough that we all need it, and we all need a lot of it. That's why I'm making all my videos. Everything I'm making, everything I'm talking about is building up to get us to a place where not only we understand that we all need deliverance, right, but also that we can feel comfortable enough and in a safe enough space, or find safe enough people to help to do deliverance on us. Because it's just like a sexual health clinic. You have to dig deep into where whatever you're getting delivered from came from, for two reasons. Number one, to help you and them figure out what it is. And number two, the wisdom of making sure that you don't allow whatever that thing is back, right? Because the Bible talks about how when a demon leaves, if it sees the house is clean, it will return back with 7 stronger demons, or whatever it says in the Bible, something like that. So part of why I believe that God doesn't just automatically just deliver us from everything is because he's like, it's no use if you haven't yet closed the door, if you don't even know what the door is, because then you're just going to leave the door open and it's just going to come back. So this is what I'm saying. I love this. It's all building up. All of this, everything I talk about with you guys, it's all building up to the same thing, right? Because I believe that more than anything, if Christ came and the first things he was doing, what did he do? He taught in the synagogue. He casted out demons. He was healing people. I was going to say delivering people. And that's what I feel like we need to go back to. Honestly, hold on a minute. I need to go in the store. I'm back, everyone. Decided to make a detour and take the scenic route because, why? Because the sun is setting, and if I walk this way, I'll be able to perfectly catch a view of the sunset. Wouldn't that just be nice and lovely? Then I can go and exfoliate and deal with the skin of mine. Anyway, I actually have no filter. The truth is I do have the funny thing is, anyway, let me just stop going off on tangents. But you guys get the point. I'm trying to build us up to get comfortable for deliverance so that we can do it successfully, right? So that's why I'm talking about all this stuff. That's why I think it's important. And I think it's sad that in the body of Christ, these topics are taboo, because sex is the one thing. Sexual immorality is the one thing God says is where you sin against your own body. But then we can't talk openly about what people can do, because it's either people do everything in secret and have all these hidden what's it called? These hidden secrets. Like, I'll never forget a few years ago, one of the online preachers that I used to watch was saying scary statistics about the percentage of leaders who are like preachers and stuff, who are addicted to, adult content on online, offline. And the statistics was stupid. It was like 70. I don't even know how they got that data, by the way. That was my other question. So like, this is what I'm saying, guys. It was funny because I was just talking about this with my friends. And it's funny how, again, our lives are all the same thing, even though one of them's literally in Florida, the other one's in Poland. But how this sweeping under the carpet thing, it doesn't help anything. We're all under there now. And so are all of our demons. So it's like, if the sun sets free, is free indeed. Let's just be freed. People are going to have sex. Let's just talk about it. So people can do it in a healthy way. People can be educated. And also, so people can get the help they need. Because right now, that's why I burst into tears at this performance. Because most of the performance had been very kind of funny and like, whatever. It was kind of funny and they made all these jokes. But then in that moment, and the way that they highlighted it, now, am I going to be able to get around there in time? Let's risk it. When they pulled to that moment, when they You will be able to see me in a moment, you guys. When they, I can feel the sun is setting. Can anybody else feel the energy of the sun when it's setting and when it's rising? Because that's what I love when you like read the Bible in the morning with God, like while the sun is setting and you can feel the light in the room increasing, and it's like you can feel this like cranking up in the spirit. Does anybody else get that? Like now I can feel I love it here. That's the first. Anyway, so yeah, when she had that moment, I was thinking, it's sad that this is not the space we have in church, right? Case in point, and it's very ironic actually what I'm about to say, and you'll see why. I know there's a church I used to go to in this here town, and there's a very specific reason why I do not go there. Well, a few. One of them is that in the leadership, one of the sons of one of the leaders, the elders, he had been accused by a number of younger girls in my brother's age group, who's only a couple years younger than me, that they had been assaulted sexually by this kid. Now, bearing in mind, we're all at church at this time. Me, the kid, some of the girls. Actually, those girls left. I remember I never got to meet them properly. I really wanted to get to know them because I always like to get to know the people younger than me, and kind of look after them a little bit, especially in church, you know. So anyway, they left after all of this. What do you think happened when my brother tries to go and actually speak up on their behalf, right? To try and get something done. They sweep it all under the carpet. And then he ends up getting accused, because then what ends up happening is the kid who did it, other guys in their same age group, let's just say the hood found out, okay? And the hood did what the hood does. And horribly, my brother got accused of being involved, which he was not, because my brother does tell me the truth, because I always used to say to him growing up, please come to me with anything, because I would rather I'd rather help you than, ironically, I also said the same thing to him about, I also made sure to give him the talk about sexual health myself when he was a lot younger, because I was like, when he was a teenager, because I was like, I know these people ain't going to say nothing to you because it's too awkward, and I'm your sister, and I'm going to help you out, because I would hate for him to accidentally impregnate a girl and this, that, and the other, and, you know. So I did talk to him about it as well. You see what I'm saying? I honestly feel like I'm really being the true mature person about all of this stuff. I feel like the fact that all these topics are so hard for people to talk about, it's either that you want to hide from what's happening and what you're doing in secret, you're guilty of something, or you're just still very immature, which is actually the last one I think is true for a lot of people, unfortunately. But anyway, my brother, anyway, it turned into a whole big scandal. All of us were called out. I was even phone called, you need to make your brother calm down, this, that, and the other. Elder stayed, son stayed, the kid who was doing it all. Justice did not prevail that day. People left the church, all because we wanted to sweep everything under that damn carpet. So I have so many personal real life experiences, right? This is why I'm thinking, why are the trees looking so different? It's spring. But yeah, so I have a lot of what am I trying to say? I'm getting distracted. I actually prefer the trees when they're naked, by the way. Just like to point that out. I prefer the trees when they're naked. I'm not loving the look anymore. The same. To be so real. I'm not feeling inspired. You know what? I'm not even going to walk this way, because I don't even want to at this point. It's not giving. It's not giving. You see, I'm going to have if I have a concert, it's going to have to be in the winter. Anyway, also, that's another thing. Okay, so many other things. Why do we normalize barbecuing when it's hot? When barbecuing produces heat and fire. I think we should be barbecuing in the winter. And every year, I'll try to get people to barbecue with me in the winter. And they're like, oh, we'll have to wait till the summer. Why? Just why do we only eat ice cream in the summer? A lot of people, that's how they look at it. Bro. Anyway, the things. But again, there's just a lot of things that we just do a certain way because we just do. And then we don't necessarily have a good reason why we can't do it another way. We don't really have a good reason. This is my point. So honestly, I'm cooking. Whatever it took to get me to this place this year, praise Jesus. Actually, I can tell you guys exactly what it is. In January, I decided, God, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to make any decision without God. Not a single one. And I'm going to overwhelmingly trust in my intuition. So that's how we got here. That's why there's a lot of things I wanted to do that I haven't done. Like I wanted to travel, I wanted to this. If God doesn't make the first move, I'm not doing it. So that's how we got here. Yeah, anyway, the long and short of it is, I think we just need to wise up as people and start to actually address these things, because we should be able to go into churches and open up about stuff, but even the church wants to cover everything up, right? Even everybody wants to cover everything up. These topics are considered taboo. I'm going to be considered a whore for talking about this stuff. Like, it's just not even fair. And yet it's the one thing that brought us all here, and it's probably the one thing everybody's doing. So that's my thing. That's why I'm always like, what's the point in what's the point in hiding away as if we don't all do this? This is why I find people so infuriating. Genuinely. I don't even want to walk this way. Honestly, I'm going back that way. Because I'm going to actually go all the way back and walk the way I came. Change of plan. Yeah, because no, the scene is not giving. The scenic isn't so scenic after all. Because it's too green. Green is probably one of my least favorite colors, if not the least. Nah. No. Anyway. Yeah. Anyways, you guys get the gist. I think it's important we talk about this stuff. So I'm so proud. That's why I was so proud, especially this little girl, because I know her. I thought gave me so much hope in my generation, because I was like, come on, this is what I'm talking about. We're fighting back. We're not making excuses. We're not letting the kingdom of darkness win. Like, I was just talking with my friend on the phone, who are around the globe, right? What are we talking about? We're talking about the things we've been praying for God to deliver us, to protect us. We're saying warfare prayers in 3 different countries together to deal with this stuff, to deal with the life we've lived and everything. And it feels powerful. It feels amazing. Sorry guys, this is a really steep hill. So that's why, I'm just gonna come back when I'm at the top of the hill. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. I just saw a guy and he clearly does like some kind of mixed martial arts. And he was trying really hard to practice but not be seen. And I was thinking, literally me, like the number of times, I told you guys the other day in the other video I made, I was literally there in the supermarket singing away, not actually out loud, forgetting I was in public. Anyway, I've decided I'm just going to lean into it. But you guys get the gist. I feel like the time had to come. Of course, it would have to be me at the tender age of 27 talking about sexual health for the body of Christ. It would be me, wouldn't it? Because of how taboo this stuff is. But you know what, guys? We just can't pretend anyway, is what I'm trying to say. There's no use. It doesn't help anybody. Because why? I haven't said to you guys before, why do you think these people always pick a sexual sin? Because it's the easiest way to spread disembodied spirits. It's the easiest way. Understand what I'm saying? So if I'm the devil and I'm trying to infect everybody as much as possible, right? That's the most effective way. Because then not only is it just 1 or 2, it's whatever else, all the other ones now have an opportunity as well. And then we wonder why. We wonder why our lives are the way we are. We wonder why we suffer in poverty and all of this stuff. We wonder why we have to try so hard in life to do well, right? We wonder why we get sick so more and more easily as the generations are going on. We wonder why. It's because we just keep sleeping these demons under the carpet. We don't educate people. This is why I love the sexual health culture here in this country. When they first announced that, I know people were like, oh my gosh, what do you mean as young as 13? That's crazy. I think that's great because, again, first of all, my most important thing to me is less unwanted children, which, let's be really honest, very common now. Me and my friends were talking about this, about how like in previous generations, people just had kids because that's what people were doing, or the classic, to look after you when you're older, to look after you when you're older. They never thought about the fact that are your children going to want to talk to you when they're older? Are they going to care? That's what I'm saying. We never know what's going to come. And I feel like the shifting that's happening and what's happened, it's because God knows the future. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, so that's all I really had to say about that. I'm just introducing the topic, and I'm going to spend, I'm really going to delve in, and I'm just going to have to full send this whole sex topic because I really didn't want to have to talk about it, but now I'm going to have to. But I feel like it is necessary, especially while we're talking about things. I told you guys before. For me, us just getting justice and predators being put in prison isn't enough because we got to deal with the actual damage, which is the damage in the spiritual world, right? And I'm sick of the fact that our solution is always, justice is to put them in prison. But then that means that the only way we're ever going to know who those people are is if they offend someone. So somebody always has to be offended first. And now in this day and age, somebody has to have proof. And 5 minutes after you've been raped, remember to go to get a rape kit. I've decided, by the way, if I ever have much, I'm making my own rape kit that can go and that we can. Anyway, I'm not going to give away the whole idea, because you have to think to have a rape kit, and if you didn't swab yourself immediately after it happened in the midst of the trauma, then you're screwed. It's not good enough. None of this is good enough. That's why I've thought so much about this. That's why I'm so dedicated to it, because I'm like, God, what is the actual solution to this? What are the preventative measures? The only preventative measures we have is regular deliverance. Because if you're being delivered, it's all a matter of choice, you guys. It's all a matter of choice. We all go through things. We can't change the things we've been through. What we can change is what we do next, given the information we have. So that's my thing. I'm like, right, knowing what I've been through, that's sign number one. I need deliverance, right? Also just being a human, because we're always opening doors to the kingdom of darkness in other ways as well. But you get the gist, right? The only solution is deliverance. It's deliverance. And I even said to you guys, that's what I think the significance of a period is actually, see how it's all linked? I just love how things are naturally linked. I don't plan any of this. I just wake up and just go with the flow. Genuinely, I wake up and go with the flow, other than work, obviously. But even with that, how I got to doing what I do, it just happened casually. Like the other day, I picked up somebody else. I haven't decided if I actually want to bother with this person or not. This guy at the gas station who works there, a young dude, and he's at university. And he was like, oh, you're a teacher, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm a teacher. And he was like, could you tutor me? Blah, 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 blah. So he wants me now to tutor him. And I was thinking, first of all, I'm really trying to run away from this job. But then I was like, a bit of extra money right now would actually be really good. Maybe I should take him up on that. Yeah, but anyway, I just go with the flow. Anyways, you guys, if this just cuts, that means my phone died from being too cold, which is usually my sign when I go out when it's cooler, and I'm loving it. My fingers aren't frostbitten, but they're getting cold. Oh, you see, I'm in my bag. I love the cold. Anyway, yeah, it's important that we get the deliverance anyways, you guys, and that's where we're going to head, because that's the only thing that can help us. Oh, the period thing, I was saying, the demons, the heat is turned up in that time, I believe, on whatever's inside of us, so that we can